Hello, 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 and welcome back to another trek through the dungeon. I'm feeling particularly slow and pedantic and in the mood to have something die today, so I figured I would play a race class that, well, not one that's gonna die necessarily, but one that's gonna die necessarily. Or, go Hyper Naga, one way or the other. Oops, spoiled it. It's Naga. We're gonna call him Wriggles. And by Wriggles, of course, I mean we're going to go and start him off over here. Let's plan to do Poison Arrow with Poison Clouds as a Venom Mage, and worry about how I'm going to deal with the early game. The only reason I'm not going Wizard off the bat is because I just kind of feel like it's time for a change. The problem with not going Wizard is I don't have an answer to a lot of things. And as a slow-moving snake, Blink is a lifesaver that I'm going without. Though I do keep my Mephitic option. If I go Venom Mage, then I get the other half of that same problem. I get all these cool poison spells that already stack with Poison Breath and Mephitic Cloud, but no monster kill for the zombies and the like, and elementally immune. Fire, ice. Let's just go ahead and pick a fucked up class and just hope for luck. Like this is gonna be the worst uh of them all. Now, what would I call a crawling necro type thing? A necrotic worm of sorts, or hey, wait a second, that's a Soulforge card. Perfect. Necrowurm. All right, we are going to maximize stealth right now because and necromancy. Stealth because, quite frankly, it's the only ghost prayer I have of surviving the early game, and necromancy because you always buff your major ability to deal damage first. And my only ability to deal damage right now is Poison Breath and Necro. And there we go. That was a short game. I hope you all had a fun time watching. Oh wait, I'm not dead? Not dead yet. Yes, not dead yet is perhaps more accurate. Oh. Okay, surprisingly I am not dead. 1.0 spellcasting. I would love for that to be 2.0, but I am not willing to invest in spellcasting right now. Well, Necromancy is already at 4, right? Yeah, fuck it. Getting that extra point in magic casting is going to give me enough mana to probably prove more useful, honestly. More directly useful. Kill the mouse. And wouldn't you know it, I'm still not dead. That's 2 times you failed to kill me. Game 3! 3 creatures that you failed to kill me with. 4! 4 creatures that did not claim the life of the snake. 5! 5 creatures. I'm not gonna do the spitting into the mic to sound like thunder thing. I'm just not that bold. How are you with evocate? No, nothing. No aptitudes at anything. Okay. Fair enough. Still, no negatives either, so it'll be easier to make a Hypernog out of him, given that that's true. And Buckler is probably going to be at low to no penalty, right? What does that do to my casting? From 6% to 8%? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, 0 is 0, and this is pretty close right now. So I got a sword and board going for me. And oh, Animate Skeleton is my first spell. Yahtzee, that actually might save my life. I will have to bear that in mind. There we go, level 2. I have an extra mana point, bitches. And mercifully, I've already picked up some extra food, so I am in less danger of slow-moving starvation. Because, I move so slowly that just getting around provides adequate time for my poor snake to die. And as a caster, who is not really investing heavily or early on in spellcasting, that hunger cost is going to be even higher. I bet I'm even paying for... Yep, I got 2 pips of hunger on level 1 spells. There we go. Got a nice little contingent of skeletons around me. enough at least then that I don't have to worry about imminent... The big thing about skeletons is that I can potentially interpose them with a faster enemy than me. Read just about every enemy in the game. And use that ability to make my escape twice or once, depending how many skeletons die in the process each time. As you can clearly see, it's not like I'm trying to use them for military purposes. I'm quite capable of dealing damage, sort of. Pick up a handful of darts, and hell, pick up the dagger too. In fact, I'm seriously considering switching the short sword to a dagger, because in terms of untrained weapons, that's the way to go. Oh, and because of how low my int is, for some reason, I guess necromancers aren't considered very intelligent. We're definitely just going to be maxing in for the rest of the game. Strength 10 will have to do, no matter what. I'm not going to touch that. I am slow moving, so the firewalls will have plenty of time to hit me, regardless what the puzzle is supposed to do. So, if and when I'm able to cast clouds that block fire and walk through them because, I don't know, poison resist, I guess it'll have to be. Oh, yeah, so if I get Mephitic Cloud online eventually, that'd be nice. Regeneration is not a bad option. Neither is... How does Vamp Draining work? Do I have to be in melee? Oh, no! It's actually a spell. You cast a spell on a creature at melee range. Yeah, and it drains them for some health to you. It's not honestly a bad idea. I might pick that up. It's not urgent that I pick it up, though, because, quite frankly, right now the mana pool I'm working with is so low, and the casting cost so high, that my opportunities to use that will be few to non-existent. So, you know, it's kind of a bear in mind later. And again, this is why you've never seen me open Necromancer, because early game it's all about the utility, and quite frankly, I don't value the utility of these spells. That is not even remotely, that's not even the same flingle as saying these are not useful opening spells, or that there is no utility, merely that that's not the kind of utility I like to use, so I don't get around to using it or don't make enough use of it. And if you're not justifying your... Oh, hell yes. Protection weapon is definitely a nice boon. Yeah, and if you're not making enough use to justify it, then why did you even pick that opening? You're not getting your money's worth. Any spells I can forget? Nope. I need both of those right now. Are you an ID scroll? Nope. Drop, something I was gonna drop. Amnesia, right. Save those for later. You're not an ID scroll, so you're either a recharge or an armor buff. Either way, you can wait. Technically, for all the same reasons I dropped the amnesia scrolls, I should really drop the other scrolls. I consider scrolls, especially if you're not running conservation, I consider scrolls safer outside my hand than inside them. But, ooh, I could definitely see that being useful down the road. Spit poison, spitfire. It is nice to not have to stop to butcher anything. Okay, so that right there, the level 1, I've said it before and I'll say it again. With the possible exception of Magic Dart, I consider Animate Skeleton the best level 1 spell in the game. And the only reason that that I phrase it that way is because Magic Dart has its own use. And the thing is, Magic Dart phases out, but Animate Dead is useful very, very late. Ooh. Okay, never mind, that's something else. Okay, so let's see. I think I have enough of an army that once the wizard comes into contact with them, the wizard will lose. So let's let that happen. Definitely want the wizard poisoned if at all possible. There we go. Wizard is down. Nothing else matters. But we should really not die because they're getting multiple attacks for each one that I get. And considering that pain deals damage to self as well as other target. Now that I think about it, that actually... So, Nagas get some of the best health scaling in the game. I actually think they might be the highest, except maybe for like troll or something like that. High health scaling means I have a lot of HP to tank with, which means I can probably afford the pain penalty a little bit better than average. And while I'm still missing out on the other property that I really like about Magic Dart, that it works on anything. Like here, that I can't use pain against this target. But yeah, while I'm missing out on that property, I'm totally getting the benefits of dealing higher damage against those targets that are vulnerable to it. So, something to think about. Okay, I know what remove curse is, so we're going to try on all the rings at once now. So, 1 auto-identify, never wear an un-ID'd amulet. You can wear un-ID'd rings if you're bolder or not if you're less bold, because, you typically figure out what they are pretty quickly, and the worst they can be is not that big a deal. Well, the worst they can be that you're wearing un-ID'd is not that big a deal. But getting a flat minus to hit off your amulet is something that's subtle enough given the way that most people play. Me, at least, I know I speak for myself. It's subtle enough that you won't notice it's happening. And it is applying constantly to your spells and your non-spells. Okay, I can't afford for that thing to go off. So we're going to pain him while he's in range right now. And then we're just going to do that. Bull rush him with every goddamn skeleton I have while I run away. Okay, we got him. That time I was playing it just like a summoner. And unlike a summoner, that cost me half my army permanently. But small price to pay considering that if I had not had that army with me, if I hadn't been rezzing every corpse as I go, then I probably would have died while running away from the Orc Priest, because, well, smite. Either that or I'd have gotten lucky and killed the Orc Priest first. Okay, spellcasting of 3 is probably adequate for the time being. Hungerlessness wasn't the goal, but it's a nice side effect. The real goal was getting a mana pool, and 10 mana is proving to be relatively sufficient. Let's get back to buffing spell power then. When I say pain, I need the thing to be going, "Ah, motherfucker, you can't use the Crucio curse against human beings." And I'll be like, "You're not a human being, you're an animal." And they'll be like, "No." And I'll be like, "Yes." And they'll be like, "No." And I'm like, ooh. Okay, that's a lousy sky weapon. It looked good until I realized that was a minus, not a plus to int. So it's, meh, bad, meh, very bad. Also, it's a mace. Taking Needles of Confusion really is the right move here. It's cheap. I already have the blowgun. I'm not doing it, but I just wanted to make it clear to anyone watching that the correct move is to take them. I mean, what else am I going to use that 29 gold for that's going to be more useful than potentially confusing a target I can't otherwise affect, since I have no way of affecting undead right now. No way of affecting an elementally immune. Well, not elementally immune, but those that can't be affected by enchantments or soulless creatures. The reason I didn't take it, I guess, it bears mentioning as well. The reason I didn't take it is because I don't anticipate that I'm actually going to remember to ever use it, in much the same way that I haven't been taking the time and energy to systematically attempt to poison needle and poison breath everything from range whenever I've had the correct amount of food. It's more work than needs to be done, so I'm not doing it. Oh, I'm starving. Bad place to starve, but given how high my stealth is, I'm just going to try and eat a ration right in front of this guy. And it worked. He didn't even notice me. Definitely using stealth as a defense, which is something I've very rarely to never done. At least not, independently of doing anything. When I use stealth as a defense, it's always been because, well, everything else is high, might as well. Rather than here, where it's like, nope, I am choosing to use one defense right now, and that defense is stealth. But there is a reason for it. +5 is huge, and early game it's viable, because a lot of these enemies aren't going to find me, and them not finding me is basically me not having to fight them, except on my own terms. Breaking line of sight means that I actually might live instead of breaking the line of sight merely meaning that they just take another step and now they found me again. Alright, 4 floors, no temple, no book, no altar of note. I probably can't paint that guy anyway. Immune to poison, dangerous looking, resists hostiles. Unaffected. And unfortunately for me, this is exactly the situation that I loathe the most. Being chased off a floor with nothing I can do about it. But hey, that actually worked out. I got away, and I can try a different door now. Hopefully when I have a mob, we can take them out. Also, what am I doing with... Control Undead is not a bad idea. It's a single... How does Lethal Infusion work? If it makes it unholy, it'll probably give it draining. I doubt very much you can give a weapon pain with a spell. But draining is not a bad idea, I guess, for those few times, frequent times early game where I'm forced into... I have no other way of dealing damage to you, I need to just find another way to deal... I need something. Res and then get out? Yeah, pull. And we'll take this guy down. Get my mana up. And hope to God that the moment I left the floor, all fighting and hostilities ceased. That would be ideal. Yep, that's exactly how it played out. Hide the gnome. Perfect. Unfortunately, my hound seems to be getting those kills, not me. And I don't want to miss out on early game EXP, but... Oh, I should stop being so pedantic. I'm going to have more than enough EXP. I have way broken line of sight. That Phantom's going to have the devil's own time following me before his Blinkatitis. Let's get right into melee first, because it's a centaur, and then pain him to death. 42 is fine. Poke and then run. Unfortunately, it seems all my skeletons took that as a go time command. And since he didn't leave a corpse, let's start retreating right now. Okay, everybody's dead. There was a centaur behind them though, so let's be a little bit wary as we make up our mind. Okay, one shot. 20-ish damage. Skeleton will die. Not really a lot of options. Okay, mercifully we killed him before we died. This is definitely a time to learn Vampiric Draining. And hell, I should really just learn Regen too. I mean, I have so few spells going for me. And I've got at least... How many amnesias do I know I have? 2? Yeah, that's a good reason. Let's test out this new dagger. It is cursed. I only have 1 remove curse, so let us instead read some scrolls, and maybe we will blunder into the one I want. Faith, Life Protect, Sustainabilities. Alright, well, none of these are particularly important, so we'll put on Life Protection. Faith I want to actually put on intentionally, though I will realistically, I will end up doing it the moment I find a deity. Oh, please don't pick up the bow. He picked up the bow. And that's what's gonna kill me, the bow. I have no way out of this mess, so while I still have the health, let's start quaffing stuff. Porridge. Resist. Slowing. That's exactly what I needed. Slowing plus speeding. Mutation, which gives me int plus wild magic and fingernails. Why not? It's all positive. I'm lucky. Can't think of any scrolls I'd be happy to read right now in particular. So, not gonna go hog wild with those just yet. But this is definitely starting to smack of keep pushing until you die, because these imps are gonna chase me no matter which way I go. All the way back. I only know of 2 exits so far. If I push forward, Actually, pushing forward is... Damn it! I just need to get out of these one-tile hallways. Until that happens, it's okay for me to... I made the right move, too. I went straight for the bow the moment I realized there were imps coming, but it took too long. Okay, we managed to find a staircase to dive deeper, and that is just fine for the moment. But it's happening just like I said. I'm suffering for the fact that I don't have a good way to deal with those melee. In fact, if you know the problem, then just deal with it. We're going to throw on short blades and deprioritize necromancy, and hell, we're even going to turn off stealth once it hits 9. If we don't have a way of dealing with threats when they're up close and personal, then that's what we need to be working on. And because I'm not going to play the game of, oh, maybe someday my prince will come, maybe someday my hoped for book will arrive. Yes, maybe it will. Maybe in the meantime it'd be nice to have a plan A. Because right now your supposed plan A of wait until something better happens is going to get you killed. If not right away, then pretty soon. Pick up the ring before the imp does. I didn't pick up infusion. I only have 2 skeletons. The skeletons are orcs. One of them is armed. I think that's enough. There's nothing else in sight anyway, so here. Let's dogpile this motherfucker. Come on, I've got 3 guns pointed at your face. You seriously gonna be okay? Alright, dick. And one of us is down. Oh, no, I take it back. I think what happened is that the imp must have been carrying that club, and then he dropped it? That's stupid. Why would the imp do that? Well, it's a fucking imp. It's not that smart. Alright, you know what? We're losing a lot of health, so plan B time. Come upstairs, bro. Just come. Come upstairs. Come upstairs right now. Stay here. Cool. We'll fight the slime instead. Or the ooze. Okay. Read many, many scrolls. There's the enchant one that I was looking for. Excellent. I can drop it now. Go back to my real thing of plus defense. So now I've effectively declared, or not declared, I've effectively surrendered that floor upstairs because there's multiple enemies on there that I don't want to face. But, ooh, distressingly furry. That sounds very furry. Did you kill him already? In one shot? What are you firing? Darts? Yeah, you're just firing darts, bro. You shouldn't be dealing that much damage. Let's go upstairs. It occurs to me that the ecumenical temple is still here somewhere. Not necessarily on this floor, but potentially. Potentially. Continue to train up light weapons for a while. Again, continue to gather these things up off the ground. In fact, why not? I mean, do you have a better idea? ID the new stuff, actually. Hey, awesome. I'll wear that. It vaguely reduces my spellcasting chances. It is admittedly not the most trivial thing, but I'm a big, heavy snake. Training armor shouldn't be... it shouldn't take quite as many points in armor to negate this penalty. And plus 2 int helps even further. Come on, alright. Now we fire on you with arrows. And since you're bringing in company, we switch over to our handy dagger and pull and kill. Go away. Go away. Go away, you fucking vermin scum. 53 health is fine. Focus the mage. Drain life. Not yet. Rat. Now we go upstairs because we're about to get our asses handed to us. Drain life would be good. On a target. Excellent. Whatever you do, don't let the imp pick up a falchion. Okay, my orc is currently wielding a club and wearing armor. He's up against an imp that has nothing but a dagger. Okay, but he was also up against that thing. We're leaving this floor again. And we have only enough health to do one vampiric draining, which we failed to initiate. Cure. Go upstairs. Cure. Cure. Read random stuff. Cure. Cure. The thing is, my attack speed is also so low that even trying to hit them is going to give them more hits against me. Randomly useless. Noise. No idea. Smoke. That's everything. Back away. With no ability to cure myself, I would rather keep the orc in front of me. Vampiric draining, it's the only option I have, and I die. And there we go! The torture is over. I built that knowing full well I was setting myself up for a quote-unquote hard early game, but in reality just an unreliable one. The better solution probably would have been to treat that character as more of a melee class. But I mean, come on, you're gonna go 6 floors in the dungeon, half an hour of playtime, and not see a single goddamn spellbook. Sometimes the game's just making you play uphill no matter what. My wizard would have been fine. One blink, a little bit of walking. Mephitic Cloud would have held me in much better stead, and I never would have been in this stupid situation of trying to melee things in the first place. It would have been even better not to have to leave 4, 5, 6 imps alive, wandering all over the place. Still, other places I could have done better would have been to be a bit more aggressive with using my ID scrolls on my own. Well, no, I wanted to ID the jewelry because that could have also been life-saving. Yep, probably could have done better, but not by a whole lot. Thank you all for watching, guys. I will see you all next time.